welcome to Hanging with the Hayters. This is Kay Hayter. It is Wednesday again. Yes, it is. Christmas is over. All right. We're trying to get our mic situation set up, and it's because of us, not our producer.
Can you hear me now?
I don't like that.
Can you? Okay, I'm on now. Okay, I messed with something, Kay. And Kay, yes, you were welcoming everyone, and you sound so cheerful, and we are because it's almost a year's over, and another year's starting, so that's good. And our sister Jill, my sister Jill, is here.
Yes, we have a special guest, Mark's sister Jill.
Hi, everybody.
His younger sister.
It's so good. We've had so many laughs. By the way, Jill, do you have any shout-outs? Give me a shout-out, and then we'll...
Oh, thanks, Moke. I want to shout out to my son, Jeff, and his wife, Katie, my son, Ethan, his wife, Denise, and my beautiful grandsons, Phelan, Rowan, and Varick. And Denise's mom is here visiting from Kansas, and she might be listening, too. So hi to her and all those people in Kansas.
Okay, what about your dental hygiene?
I need to take care of that this year.
Thank you so much. By the way, I've got to have a shout-out, too, and I don't know why we call them shout-outs because I don't shout. Brad Meyer, hey, I got to tell you this, Brad. It's a personal message. No one else knows. Brad, I forgot to call you, and I'm sorry about that. I was just wondering, maybe you could...
We were having too much fun with Jill.
Anyway, our show...
Brad is not listening.
Yeah, he may not be. But by the way, Brad, this is our, we're talking about the year 2016 and all, so I just thought I'd put that bug in your ear, and it'd be good to hear from you. Okay, Kay. Today, we've got so much stuff. Jill was here. She came in yesterday, and once again, Jill, I had so many laughs. It's because we have kindred humors. Kay and I have kindred humor, but Kay can only put up with me because she's not like me. And that is so...
We compliment one another.
Don't we, Kay? You're so...
I'm
always complimenting her.
So.
The funniest thing this morning was I showed him a YouTube of I think he's a British guy. Changing a baby's diaper, and it got like over 1 million something.
My
thing.
gosh.
It is hilarious.
It is.
He wanted to throw up during the whole thing.
Yeah.
He lost it.
I told Jill this morning, I know I told people before, but it had to do with changing diapers, and Uncle Ferris my dad changed Al's diaper, and I remember it when we were living on Pinewood, and he actually never finished. He started the diaper thing, and then he started the gag motion, and he had to leave the house. And it is something to see your dad who can do anything. He's the greatest and strongest guy in the world, and then all of a sudden he gets in there and he cannot handle a child's diaper.
I'd love to have seen that.
That's weird. Yeah, pick it up just a tad if you can. There you go.
All right.
Anyway, folks, we're having a little, and it's all me, the technical thing. I just can't handle technical things, Jill.
I'm not technical.
No.
We haters aren't technical.
Why is that?
Our children are.
Oh, yeah, our children are really good.
Our children are, but not us.
Anyway, and by the way, we've got Shauna listening. Folks, isn't this fascinating? The Hayter family's listening.
Hi, sweet pea.
Shauna's so
Shauna's
sweet.
my sweet pea.
Anyway, and I don't know if many people knew this. Jill, I don't know if you're aware, but today is National Candy Day, December the 28th, for whatever reason.
National Chocolate Candy Day.
That is so right. It's chocolate candy, Kay.
Yes.
Because candy, I can take it or leave it, but chocolate candy just slapped me and called me silly.
I don't know why they would even need to have a National Chocolate Day. To me, every day is Chocolate Day.
Every day is Chocolate Day. Which brings up the question, and I know many of y'all are wondering, also, one thing when we had people over for Christmas, the dessert I brought, because I really love it, was pumpkin strudel pie. And I was the only one in the entire group of 22 or however many there were who like it. And it was wonderful because I got it for dessert. But Kay, my question...
I thought that's why you bought that one.
It pretty much was because
nobody would eat it but you.
You didn't like it, I knew, but I thought some of the haters would.
I like pumpkin pie. I don't like pumpkin everything.
Oh, you would have liked this. It's not everything. It's pumpkin pie with pecans on top with a crunchiness to it. It's good. Anyway, folks, you should have had it. Speaking of Christmas, folks, we haven't talked to you since Christmas, and Jill, how was yours, by the way, might I ask?
It was very good. I got Christmas with Jeff and Christmas with Ethan and with y'all. You had a very good gathering. Y'all, you haven't talked about that? About the fun we had at y'all's house?
Well, we did, because that was before Christmas.
Everybody, and there were no fights.
Christmas was last Sunday, wasn't it?
Right.
We haven't been here since.
But our gathering was.
Oh, that's
Saturday
true.
before.
That's exactly true, Kay. She knows everything. But this Christmas we just stood, Kay and I stayed at home until we went over to Kay's brother's
Yes.
house.
Yes.
And Kay made all the food except for the chicken, the turkey.
Turkey and the green bean casserole.
Yeah, and Tracy tried a smoked turkey, ladies and gentlemen, and it was pretty smoked, and it was very good, Tracy. He's not listening. But I don't know how many of y'all do this, but he marinated it in brine.
He brined it.
For 13 hours. Dick, you ever marinate your turkey that 13 hours?
And I only do chicken that way too.
Oh, okay.
Brining makes a world difference in taste in chicken and turkey.
I think 13 hours is just beyond the limit because it was very salty.
Well, there's different techniques and how much salt you put per pound. I know there's a standard ratio for just like poultry in general that you need. Like every time you cook chicken, just brine it for an hour, depending on how many pounds of chicken you have, and it tastes 10 times better.
Okay, we need to do that. But you know when Dick was talking and he said there's a ratio, Jill, what did that make you think of?
Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith, when Andy's telling Opie about, no, it's a ratio. He's talking about one half of all the children, and he said, I can't help but one half. No, it's a ratio. Well, poor Horatio. And anyway, it was so sweet. Anyway, that's the way Jill's humor and Kay's humor isn't, but Kay's got a wonderful humor anyway. Anyway, our Christmas went well over Tracy's, and I got to listen to everyone talk, and I actually got in an argument.
My family likes to talk.
Oh my
At the same
word,
time.
they can talk a blue streak. And once again, it's
Me included.
Kay's mostly when you're there, you're listening. But it's one of those things where, once again, there will be 4 conversations in the same room and everyone talking like they're talking to everyone. And I just sit there and shake. And I actually got in an argument with your cousin Tony.
He's not my cousin.
He's your nephew, Kay. You know that.
Thank you. There
Jeez.
you go.
Anyway,
There
it
you
was
go.
politics, and we both agreed with one another. But I was getting in an argument with him. It's just stupid. That's why Kay won't. We don't need to talk about politics on this station anyway. I mean, on this show, it's just who's going to.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good line.
it is. How does she do it?
I don't
I don't
expect to
know.
change anybody's
That's-
mind if I talk politics, so what's the point?
It's a Yogi Berraism. By the way, we have several features of today's show. One is this side feature, and no, we have several features. One is we're going to talk about who's dead and who's not. You know, over the years, someone will die, and I will say, oh my gosh, I thought they died, years ago. Like Sally Field. Wow, is she alive or dead?
Honey.
Alive.
She's alive. That's right.
Yeah.
And that's what this game is
What do
going
I
to
win?
No, Jill. That was not even, the game has not even started yet. But
Is there a prize?
No. But anyway, and last night there will be movie reviews, and there will be the movies of 2017 that are
Well,
coming.
let's talk about dead people.
Okay, dead people right now?
I love that subject.
Okay,
Spirit.
dead people.
Well, I tell you, recently, who I thought was dead, but
Okay.
is not dead, and that is Debbie Reynolds.
Yeah. She's still alive, and she outlived her daughter.
Yeah.
That's very sad.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
how many of you saw the Courier's political cartoon today, but it showed Carrie Fisher, a drawing of Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia, and she's there and
In front of the pearly gates.
in front of the pearly gates, and behind the pearly gates there is R2-D2 sitting in there welcoming her into heaven. And Jill and I were looking at it, and Jill said, R2-D2 is dead? And I mean, in other words, forget Carrie Fisher. R2-D2 is dead, and I said, well, the gentleman who was actually playing R2-D2 at times, the short person, the short people,
Little person.
the little person. I am so sorry. The little person passed, and it took me a while to realize that's why he put it there. But she has gotten a great deal of press. She had a heart attack and passed, and
Very
one
sad.
thing she overshadowed, and a lot of people say if you want to be remembered, never die on December the 31st. So she can be remembered now, but if you died December 31st, everybody's already talking about who died on 2016.
Oh, that's true.
And they'll
That's
miss you
true.
completely.
That's
But
true.
Michael
George.
passed away, and he I liked a couple of his songs, but he was with the group Wham. And my question is, how many out there remember who the other guy in Wham was?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Not me.
Jill, nobody
No,
knows.
no.
I actually had to write it down. Dick, do you remember who the guy was? I got it here, and I'll share it with you later in the show. But it was fascinating. Richard something or whatever. But those of you who don't, look it up. And Kay, you don't even have your Facebook thing here. We are so
What, my phone? You need my phone?
Facebook Jill. And Jill, speaking of which, before we get into who's dead and who's not, you've got the your character on a blog, Gamma Jill.
Oh.
How is that going?
It's going very well. I have, believe it or not, 35,000 views.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
But it's been a year and a half. You know,
That's like a lot of people.
nobody comments to it or anything, but people do look at it.
I comment.
You do? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you and Deborah, my niece.
Yeah. Gamma Jill is a character of Jill's who doesn't like men and isn't crazy about women.
And I'm not like that at all.
And she's not. And she's looking for a man who likes women that don't like men. And she doesn't like to get out to meet them. Is that a pretty good assessment of Gamma Jill?
I don't know. No, I'm just snarky.
She's
and
snarky as heck.
I just, snarky as a snarky does, is my saying. And I just think of, I see something stupid when I'm driving and I just shout, I just put it on there if it's just some kind of thought that comes to my head.
It's very pet peevish.
Yes. Well, yeah, Mug doesn't like it. He thinks I
No.
should have, no.
I
You think
comment.
I should have
Happy thoughts.
personalities. He thinks I should say, this is Happy Jill, And,
Yeah, Happy
and this
Gamma.
is Schizo Jill,
Yeah.
and oops, sorry
That's
about
just, but it's what it is. It's
Well,
snarky.
It's just silly stuff like, I don't know, I was thinking about the Oxford comma thing. I know that's been around forever, but I fought that so bad because I don't like change.
Oxford comma. What's
Yeah.
that mean?
The comma that's not supposed to go before the and, lions,
Oh.
tigers, and bears.
Oh, yeah.
We always
That's called an
put
Oxford
a comma. Well, isn't it?
I didn't know that.
I think it is.
In diction,
Oh my gosh, it's not because if you don't know,
No, I
it's
don't know
wrong.
anything, Jill,
If
about
Kay
that
doesn't
stuff.
know, it's
Mark,
wrong.
I will say this, Mark. I usually have to take commas out.
She does. I
Of
am
his column.
comma rich.
Yeah, he
Oh.
likes commas.
I'm not
I'll-
good with punctuation, but now I'm used to taking it out because if you look at the comma and the and word, it looks redundant. And I just want to say that word redundant because I like that
Well,
word.
it's redundant if you put apples and oranges. You don't need a comma.
No,
but if you
you
say,
don't.
I like apples and my mother likes oranges, you need a comma in there because
That's
you've
a
changed
conjunction
the
and.
complete. Yeah, conjunction and,
Yeah.
comma. But anyway, that does. So you do need commas after ands, ladies and gentlemen. And how many of you tuned in thinking that this would get discussed? That is just eerie.
Surprise.
It amazes me. Stuff
Fascinating.
like that just really, it just
Yeah.
bothers me.
Anyway, a lot of stuff does bother me also.
You're just saying that.
No, there's stuff that does. By the way, dead people, dead or not, ladies
They
and
bother
gentlemen.
me.
Oh, man, all the time. Jill, that's silly talk. George Michael, did he die?
Dead.
Dead.
I'm sorry.
He did. That's dead
Yes,
or
he
not?
did.
Okay, Jill,
He did.
here's your buzzer right here. Hugh O'Brien, dead or alive?
Dead.
Dead.
Eh.
Dick Van Dyke, dead or alive?
Live.
Alive.
He is alive. You people are good.
Should we take turns?
Carol Channing,
Alive.
okay,
Dead.
Alive-o.
she's alive.
Wow,
Unless she
good
died
for Carol.
last week.
Good for
Unless
Carol.
Carol Channing.
I
she
would have
may
had to wait for her. So.
Right. Angela Lansbury.
Alive.
Okay.
Alive.
She's still alive. Yogi Berra,
Dead.
Gone.
deader than a, yeah.
A wooden bat.
Okay, what can we say of Yogi Berraism with his death? He's as dead as
A wooden bat. Was
Okay,
he a
that's-
baseball guy?
he was.
Yeah.
Lauren
That was-
Bacall,
Dead.
Deceased. Yeah.
deceased. Phil Donahue,
Deceased.
Alive. Did I miss one?
he's alive.
He is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bob
Well,
Barker.
Oh, I wish he would. I'm sorry. No.
Jill Elaine Hayter. You were going to say you wish he was alive.
Yes.
That's exactly
I
what
do.
you were going to say.
No, he's alive.
Okay.
I don't know.
He is alive. You can't tell it hardly, but he was actually on a commercial not long ago about dogs or something. Wilford Brimley,
Dead.
Gone.
he's alive.
Oh, I'm glad.
Unless he died once again last week, I think he's alive. Abe Vigoda, I think we know.
He's dead.
Mickey
He's died
Rooney?
5 times, I think.
Yeah, Mickey Rooney.
Dead.
Kirk Douglas.
Alive.
Dead. Oh, he's
He
still
just
alive.
just
That's
turned
right.
99. I
He
think.
didn't he just
Or
die?
100
Dick,
or-
do you have any idea? I thought he died. Maybe not.
No, he's alive.
He once again he does look bad, but yeah, because Spartacus hasn't died yet. How about James Garner?
Dead.
Isn't
Yeah.
that sad?
Yeah.
That hit me hard.
Yeah.
Eli Wallach, Good, the Bad, and
Dead.
the Ugly.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Not all that long ago, though. I don't
No.
think.
Now instead of that, we're going to say dead or dead. And here's some of the people, and there's a lot of them who died in 2016. And I just wrote down the ones I really knew, and the ones I don't are writers or directors or people who did stuff in politics, assistant director of the such and such, but they're good enough, famous enough to be listed. Natalie Cole died. One of mine in 2016, one guy I really liked, he usually played a bad guy, Alan Rickman.
Dead.
Oh,
What's,
yeah.
Yeah, sorry. What's the name of the tower?
He's dead.
Nagasaki?
Nagasaki Tower? I have no idea.
Nakatomi.
Nakatomi. God, I love that word. Okay, but yeah, on Facebook they were saying it's not Christmas until you see Alan Rickman falling from the
Hans.
Thank you.
Oh,
Hans.
from
The character. Die Hard.
Die Hard. Thank you.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, right.
Because people call that a Christmas.
Right.
But
He played a good bad guy.
Well, he says Merry Christmas in it.
Oh, that's right, you mother.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes.
I remember this.
I had that on my Christmas cards.
But the greatest Alan Rickman was Quigley Down Under. Let's face it. Some people were.
That was a nice surprise in that movie.
was.
That really was him in it. I was like, this guy's just a really good
He was
evil guy.
perfect.
Yeah, in
No,
my
wait.
line.
He was in the boy with the round glasses, right?
The Harry
Harry
Potter
Potter,
movie.
Yeah, Harry Potter
yeah,
movies.
he played
Now,
Sniper.
did he turn out to be
Snape.
good?
Yes.
We got to see the
He
movie
did.
or read the book.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
you'll
did.
read all of
I
those.
read the first 4, but
Wow.
I didn't know if he turned good or not.
Yes, he
What did he do that was good?
He had to act bad because he was good.
You mean the whole time he was acting bad?
Okay, this is teaser alert. Okay, Alan Rickman,
think the whole
Quigley Down
world's
Under,
aware.
and nobody really cares. But here is one of the great lines is he's getting ready to shoot Quigley. He thinks, and he says, "Some men are born in the wrong century. I was born on the wrong continent." Anyway, I thought that was pretty good. Dan
Are
Haggerty
you going to do your Jimmy Stewart?
passed away. Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
no. Glenn Fry of the Eagles.
Yes.
That hit me hard. Harper Lee, bless her heart.
Oh, so sad.
They should have never let out the original To Kill a Mockingbird. It was a different deal, and her dad
it was the follow-up.
Right. And Kay, this is someone I actually met, and I got to take him to San Antonio Airport. I got to talk to him, and he was wonderful. And I'm talking about
George?
No, I know. I was trying to come up with a name that's weird, but I can't even think of that. George Kennedy.
Yes.
Oh, he was such a nice
He was
guy.
a nice guy.
And in that movie, Al was in the movie. I played a guy in a chain gang, but Al was in the actual movie of the man who came back, man who returned. They had George Kennedy. I think it was 106 degrees out there in Brackettville, and they first dragged this stuntman on the guy was riding a horse and had the stuntman on a rope riding him through the town, and it was supposed to be George Kennedy. Well, the real George Kennedy at that time was in pretty bad shape. A walker and all of this, and son of a gun. They finally said, okay, now cut the scene, and they laid George Kennedy down and, had dirt on him and had him laying there in the heat doing this, and he handled it like he was his, wow, he's got to
like
be
a
dying dead.
professional.
Yeah, and that's when Kathleen Rowan and what's her name?
Roland
and
Kathleen Rottweiler.
Thank you. She did the greatest scream in the world. And Kay, I've got to scream right now because we've missed our break past it. Dick, I apologize. We've got to have a break at 12:30, but we were supposed to have a break right now. Dick, why don't we go to that break? And ladies and gentlemen, we're coming back with, we may quit with the dead people and talk about lobster. Back in a couple of minutes.
Break time, people. Restrooms are in the foyer. Back in a couple of minutes with more Hanging with the Hayters.
Mark and I appreciate you checking out our archives. Don't forget, we're live every Wednesday at noon on Lone Star Community Radio. If you have any questions, please contact us on our Facebook page, Hanging with the Hayters.
And the winning ticket number is 47218. Now, back to Hanging with the Hayters on irlonestar.com. Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Walken, dead or alive?
Alive.
He's alive, and he's alive. Oh, which makes me think of what's his name that's not alive.
Young
That played
Frankenstein, Gene
Frankenstein.
Wilder.
Gene Wilder. Oh my goodness,
One of my
such
favorite
a great
movies.
guy. Well, it hit me
Putting
hard.
on the Ritz.
But what?
Putting on the Ritz.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
trying to say that.
When
Sorry.
Gilda Radner died, that really hurt me. He was married to Gilda Radner.
Yes.
And, she was so sweet
Yeah, I
and
think
everything.
they really love one another.
Anyway, just a few other dead people, and then we'll go Bobby V,
Oh, yeah.
died of Alzheimer's. I hated to hear that.
Oh,
Didn't know
Robert
that.
Vaughn.
yes.
Yes, the man from
Man.
Uncle.
And
From
Ilya
Uncle.
Kuryakin,
Kuryakin.
David McCollum,
Callum.
he still
He's
looks
still-
good.
He
Does he?
does.
Okay, I
He's
think we're-
alive.
And
Yeah.
Robert Vaughn looked,
Yeah,
Oh.
he's on NCIS. John Glenn, of course. Florence Henderson. Alan Thicke, and of course, Zsa Gabor recently died.
Yeah, she's another one
Yeah.
that I didn't know she was still
You know,
alive. So.
Jill, Kay, tell me who Goji Grant was. What is she known for?
oh, a singer.
Yes?
Yes.
Oh, she sang jazz.
She sang Wayward Wind
Oh.
is a restless
That
wind.
was a pretty
Oh,
song.
that's a
And if
beautiful.
I sing anymore, it's
Mhm.
probably copyrighted, so forget the song. Anyway, that was just fascinating. And, of course, Frank Sinatra Jr. passed away. I don't remember much about the kidnapping of Frank Sinatra Jr. Do y'all remember much of that?
We were very young when that happened.
Kay, speaking of being young and all, I had something from the Courier today that I forgot. It was the greatest events that people remember in their lifetime. They ask them, what is the greatest event that you recall? And folks, I'm thumbing through the newspaper to see if it was in the ticket section, just to share it with you, and it was not, so go to the... but here's the thing, every generation from World War II to the baby boomers, to Generation X, to
Millennials?
the millennials, to today they're called the thumbs, I think. I don't know what they're called.
Z?
Yeah, I don't know what they're called. But every one of them listed of the top 10 most important stories of their life,
9/11.
Kennedy.
9/11.
Sure.
Oh,
I could
Sure.
not believe it. 9/11 was powerful, ladies and gentlemen. World War II, of course, that wasn't in most of it, but it wasn't 9/11 to me, and this will probably get us booted off the air because people are very patriotic. It wasn't the 9/11, it's how we reacted to 9/11 that really was the story. I remember we went from patriotism, we actually put a flag out in our cars, and everybody was driving down the country,
Right.
and all of a sudden we invade Iraq, and it's like, oh my gosh, what have we done? And that caused, I think, this entire Middle Eastern, Middle East was in a mess anyway, but
Right.
that really added
Right.
to it.
Right.
I
So
would
that
have
was
chosen
important.
Kennedy's assassination.
Well,
I know that's the first thing that came.
People your age did. Chose it second.
Are you calling me
behind-
old?
No.
No.
Your age and my age.
I was in the sixth
Considered
grade.
the Kennedy assassination. The moon.
The moon
Yeah.
landing?
Moon landing was
Yeah.
very important to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But a lot of people even chose millennials chose Columbine, and another shooting that I don't remember as well, but they chose that.
Was
Anyway,
Columbine the first school?
I think it was the first, big school thing.
That
That
was
was,
a huge
really
shock.
important. Anyway, that was bad stuff. Jill, do you remember your wedding with Mike, the first wedding with Mike?
Yes.
Okay, was it pretty big or pretty little?
It was real. Oh, you're going to talk about weddings? Gosh.
No, I'm just going to talk about one.
Oh, okay. It
And
was.
not yours.
I think we spent like $200,
Yeah.
and
you had a pretty wedding gown, and there were flowers.
and it was like 30
And it was at the church. And
Yeah.
It was fun.
I mean, we
It was a
spent-
nice wedding.
pennies on it. And when you bring that up, it just drives me crazy that people spend so much money on weddings.
Well,
So many of them get divorced.
can-
Why waste
Oh,
that
you're going
money?
to talk Anne
can y'all
Dear
hear
Abby,
me
aren't
going through this thing?
Oh, are you going to do the 70-year-old woman?
No, I'm not, Jill. Oh,
Oh.
gosh, no. I cannot do that 70 years. That
Okay.
was... Folks, though, if you get a chance, read Dear Abby today, the first Dear Abby, and oh my gosh, 70-year-old woman hates... I mean, she said she hopes he dies, her husband and all, and when you read what goes through, what she's upset about...
She's an idiot.
Jill would
and
kill
he's
her.
a,
There's
yeah.
no question. And
Oh,
had I
blow
been
him up.
married to him, I don't know what I'd do. But here's the one that just got me. This woman writes in, this girl, and she's talking about her wedding that's coming up, and what she hates is that her fiance's sister is now announced she's getting married, and she's getting married close to the date of her marriage. And this girl is so upset that her fiance's.
And the reason the sister wanted to do that was because all the relatives were already going to be in, for this wedding.
And here's what this girl says that's upset that the sister-in-law, she said, my fiance and I have had 2 jobs, and we've been saving for 2 years for this wedding. And she said, after all, it will be the most beautiful day of my life. And so her fiance's sister should not have it the same day, and she is just mortified. And
she didn't say the same day.
Oh, yeah, the same, week. And she said
close.
She needs to at least wait another year. And, when your wedding is the most beautiful day of your life, I mean, I can see visually, that might be very... Kay was, by the way, the most beautiful bride.
I think y'all spent $5 on y'all's, didn't you?
It was...
Something like that.
I think I paid the preacher $20, if I'm not mistaken, and that was a lot of money.
Whoa.
And it was our assistant preacher. See, our regular preacher, he couldn't even be there.
We were the first couple he married.
Anyway.
Well, y'all probably weren't important enough
and
for
it
the
stuck.
number 1 preacher.
Ronnie, I can't think of the guy's name.
It's
but
all right. It'll come to us later.
He's still out there, and he's probably listening. Anyway, this girl, it's the thing with people, here's 2 people getting married. We've saved for 2 years to flush a bunch of money into this beautiful day. And, one of their problems, I think, is going to be money to begin with, and that hurts a lot of marriages. And we've already sunk this money into a marriage. And this guy, at no time did she mention, and it's an important day for him, it will be the most beautiful day of my life. Mm-hmm. How can she do... if you're a prospective husband of someone like that, you need to step back and say, is that your main impetus in life right now, is this marriage? Will you please take that much interest in our marriage after we're there? That's Mark Hayter talking. It's his opinion strictly.
I agree.
And thank you
I do
so
too.
much.
I do too.
Anyway.
I mean,
People put way too much emphasis on weddings.
I mean, people are more important than the occasion.
Yeah, than the occasion. And I assure you, the people that go to the marriage, I can't assure you that.
All they'll remember is like, oh, yeah, they threw rice, or, oh, they had the cutest little table settings.
Cupcakes. I like the cupcakes
Yeah.
most. Sheesh. And if one person messes it up, you ruin my
Right.
wedding.
There's so much pressure on everything being perfect that it's miserable.
Yeah.
It is.
I will say this, if you get on YouTube and you put in dances at weddings, there are some
Fun.
brides and some grooms who have choreographed a dance routine to music that is just
Now that's something
beautiful.
to spend your
That's
time
something to...
I like that.
Yeah, but all of them are gorgeous looking and great dancers and stuff like that. Anyway, that was fascinating. We're going to have to take a break in a minute, but let me ask one question, Jill, before we get started. And Kate, you may know the answer to this. I've seen so many commercials where you have the old lady or the old man looking in a pair of goggles that someone has handed them that their phones are connected to.
Oh.
And they're going, oh my gosh. My question is, what the Sam Hill are they looking at from a phone that is that exciting? Dick, tell me. Kate.
They're looking at their phone at a...
It's virtual
distance.
reality.
Yeah.
Virtual reality. That's
At a
all I
distance?
know.
whenever you can go on YouTube and you move the thing and go, Dick knows. He'll know.
Dick knows, please.
Well, it's mimicking VR.
Span.
Mimicking VR.
Virtual reality.
So, like, you can have different settings. Like, if you want to look at the stars, you can set it like a cosmos kind of thing. And when you look up, what's really cool, what I think is neat with the VR is, for example, they use Google Maps. And you can look up at the star, and you can turn it on, tell you where the constellations are. So as you're looking around, it'll highlight, oh, there's Orion's belt. And as you're moving around, because it knows where you are, and knows how you're looking up, and all that kind of stuff. So you can do those kind of things.
Dick, why did you loan me yours?
Well, I don't have that.
Oh, shoot.
I just know that exists. And
One thing we have on this station, though, right now is a break we're going to have to take, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 12:30, and we are coming back with...
Don't go away. We'll be back.
Stuff.
Yeah, hang in there.
Break time, people. Restrooms are in the foyer. Back in a couple of minutes with more Hanging with the Hayters.
Lone Star Community Radio is FM. That's right. Set your radio dials and your button presets to Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1, coming in June of 2016. To celebrate this edition and the addition of video versions of our talk and music shows on YouTube, cable TV, and Our City TV, we are offering special sponsorships rates, which include free audio spots that are played throughout our broadcast. Interested? Check out our sponsor rates for shows just like the one you're listening to online at irlonestar.com/sponsor, or call the station at 936-647-5747. Reaching the people of Montgomery County with Montgomery County's community radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
You're listening to Hanging with the Hayters with Mark and Kay on irlonestar.com. Punk.
And we're back with Mark and with his sister Jill, and they were laughing during the break.
Kay,
So I don't know. I'm not sure what they're going to share
it was,
here.
I had the good laugh about the man changing the diapers. If I had to see the diaper, it wouldn't. But this man's face and how many gags he had I don't know why that's funny. But then this morning I got up and and Jill was there. And I said, Jill, look, I got 3 things for you to do. 1 is you need to make yourself some coffee. 2 is you need to take this quiche out of the oven whenever
When the light
whenever
goes
the buzzer
out.
goes out. And 3, you need to go get the newspaper. And before I left the room, Jill put up her head like she was making okay. And then she lifted her leg just a little bit and she started shaking it. Like the dog is standing there and they just start. I got so tickled because it was just, she can do a good dog mannerism. It was like, I was telling her this and kind of as a joke, but she was saying, oh, yes, master. And it was kind
You
of.
had to be there, Kay.
Yeah,
did.
I wasn't.
We laughed.
And, Kay wouldn't, Jill, anyone with one syllable when they come over to my house, they're Kay or Jill. I don't know what it is. And so I keep.
It takes 2 or 3 days for
It
Mark
does.
to get it all straightened out.
But anyway, that was something. We talked about dead people and all of that, and I've got a movie review I would like to mention, and then we're going to go into a little bit about the movies of 2017, or what they call animals. I forgot about that.
Ooh, yeah, that's
First of all, the movie I saw has to do with an animal, and Kay, that will be a segue into what you call animals.
Okay.
The movie was, and it got mixed reviews, but I read one that says, wow, this is, a great movie, Academy Award for Colin Farrell. And it was Lobster. And I watched Lobster, and I was watching it from the start, and it's one of those that I said, do I want to spend my time watching this? It's very stupid. And I said, no, there's got to be something behind it. I watched the whole movie and wanted to blow my brains out at the end. It's not
And
good.
and Mark told me the whole story the next morning.
You have to. If it's that bad, you got to share it with somebody.
That's right.
Right.
The
and
whole
I couldn't.
movie.
I had nobody.
This
and I
is
know
a horrible
nobody.
movie. You
Folks,
need
can
to
I
see it.
give you? Let me just give you. Lobster is what it's called. And what happens is we're living in a society where people who are living
He's gonna
alone
tell it again.
is intolerable. You cannot live alone. You cannot be a loner. So they get all of the people who are loners and they put them in this resort area, and they have 59 days to meet another loner in there and marry, and then go out and live happy, or they will turn them into an animal. And it got its name Lobster because Colin Farrell, and they're all loners and they don't like to talk to people and they're very shy and stupid. And so he said, okay, what animal, the guy asked him, what animal would you like to be, if you don't make it, if you don't find someone? And he said, a lobster. And she said, yes, a lobster. Why? Because they live to be 100 years old. And they can have sex all during their life. They have sexual impulses and all. And anyway, it's called Lobster. And whether he turns into a lobster or not, I won't give it away. But
That is enough to let people know
To
whether
let
or not they
people
think
know.
they want to see
and
it.
all
or not.
during the show, Kay, when you're outdoors, you'll see something like a pig go by. You'll see a peacock come by. And at once you see a dromedary, a 2-humped camel go by. It's what people became because they couldn't find a match. That was stupid. But speaking of animals, Jill, when Jill came, one of the conversations she had when she showed up yesterday was she was telling us what groups of animals are called. Like horses are called a
Heard?
I guess I heard of horses. I don't know. But Jill, share with us some of the things you've been sharing with Kay and I for this weekend.
When I drive to Conroe to stay at Mark and Kay's bed and breakfast,
Mm-hmm.
I think of the stupidest things, and I have to to write it down as quick as I can. But that's one of them. Is like groups of animals. You got your school of fish, and your pack of dogs, your herd of buffalo, your den of thieves, your dozen of donuts. No, I'm just kidding. But I looked on
A
the
dozen donuts. I got it. Okay, go ahead.
I looked on the internet for different what the names of the groups are of something, and somebody said that usually they were named after what they're like. Like owls are supposed to be wise, so it's a parliament of owls.
Wow,
And
I didn't know that.
let's see,
Parliament of Owls.
a bloat of hippopotamus. They're
Okay.
bloated, they're fat.
I
That
see.
that hits. A prickle of porcupines.
Oh, a group of dogs is leg raisers. Leg
Yeah.
raisers of dogs.
That's a good one. A flock of seagulls. I thought that was a great band. I like the song.
It is.
Okay,
His
a
hair
lounge.
looked so weird, Jim.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
go ahead.
I can't believe it didn't stick.
I know.
People don't. Anyway,
Yeah.
they didn't fall for that. Lounge of lizards. It is. It's a lounge of lizards.
Oh.
You get that. But anyway, some of them I found that were
What's
were
a cormorant?
weird. A who?
Cormorant?
What is a cormorant?
It's some kind of bird. isn't it?
Oh, you saw that. It's
I
a
did.
gulp of cormorants, and I don't even know what a cormorant.
Those are those birds that they go underwater real fast
Yeah,
and they go.
they're seabirds.
Oh, and they got
seabirds.
gulp or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That-
and they dive into the water and
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy.
eat
There's
fish.
everybody knows a murder of crows.
Oh, that is so cool.
That's
of all the
weird.
names, and there's been a movie, Murder of Crows. I think a priest
Oh, was there?
murdered people.
Was
yeah.
there? A troop of monkeys, a mob of kangaroos,
What about sharks?
a shiver of sharks.
Okay, I
Well,
can
they give me
understand
the
that.
shivers,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Double layer teeth of sharks.
Yeah,
That's what.
there's it's called a mischief of mice, but it'd be terror of mice.
Oh, yeah.
That's a terror of mice for you. But there's also a knot of toads or frogs.
Knot of
K-N-O-T, knot.
Okay, what would you have called them other than wart of
A
frogs?
squish
a frog
of
wart.
toads.
Okay, that's stupid. Okay, Jill, that's good.
Wait, no, there's an
okay, go
intrusion of cockroaches.
ahead. Oh, my
Intrusion of cockroaches.
That's like my most
Okay, let me-
unfavorite animal.
My favorite one was a pace of asses. I'm sorry, but
God. Oh, jack donkeys?
P-A-C-E.
A pace of asses.
What it said.
Because they pace, I guess.
P-A-C-E. A pace
Should
of
we leave it at that, or
a bazaar of guillemots. What is that? What is
I
a
have no
guillemot?
idea. I don't even
No
think you should
idea.
write it down.
They're
if you don't.
bizarre.
Oh, they're bizarre as heck. Okay, speaking of bizarre movies of 2017.
Okay,
and one-
that went over like a lead balloon.
Well, okay, a lead balloon. What's
A
a
lead
group
of balloons?
balloons? A lead of balloons.
Oh, what is that song? I love that.
Oh,
Red
like
balloon?
the red rubber ball? No, red balloons. Oh, the one with
The girl?
199 red balloons.
Luff balloons.
Loft balloons, I'm sorry. Okay, here's the movies of 2017. This is what we've got to look forward to, ladies and gentlemen. And this should be on our New Year's show. And here I am, the last of the year. Why am I even doing this? People want to know.
I don't know.
I don't. Why? Was he?
Yeah, so maybe I should do the top 10 movies. Okay, here they are anyway, Kay. We won't do it next week. Resident Evil, episode whichever. This is with
I think it's 16.
whatever that girl's name is, who fights a zombie world, and she does it very good. She's tough as all get out. But this is another. Y'all remember John Wick?
I loved.
John Wick 2's coming up.
Oh, I
And
love that. I've
Keanu
seen that a
Reeves or
million
Keanu
times.
Reeves is going to be highly ticked off at something.
I watched the movie just to count how many people got killed, and then I went online and it tells you. I'm not the only one who did that.
I wish.
It's like over 100, or there's 100.
Well, did you go online to see how many people were killed in Magnificent Seven?
No, oh, wow.
You know when they say
It's impossible
200
to
and
count.
something men are attacking you, and every last one of them get killed, and you've already killed 100 in another episode. It's a lot of dead.
When they first come into the town, I counted 32 because I rewound it and counted.
And because you're obsessive, what
Compulsive.
is it? Impulsive.
OCD.
Obsessive. OCD. Great Wall. I want to see that because the Great Wall China built not to keep out the bad people. It was to keep out these monsters.
That's a
sometimes
Matt
called
Damon
monsters.
movie. I will consider
Oh,
that.
Matt
awful.
Damon is I don't know. I saw the previews. He's not real looking.
Okay, you're being silly. Matt Damon can do anything.
No,
he
no,
wants.
no. As what is he?
Samurai type.
Yeah.
Oh, and they gave him slanted. No, that's why the Chinese hate it. Is because
That was
he's
John
an
Wayne, though.
American
He's
trying
a
to save the
Westerner.
Chinese. Oh gosh, Wolverine. This one's going to
No.
be called Logan.
Is he in it?
I think so.
okay.
Yeah. Here's one that I can't believe, and it's not even the last one that's coming up. There's another one coming up. It's called Kong, Skull Island. King
I've seen the
Kong.
previews. It's pretty cool.
And
I mean,
Because he's bigger than ever. He is bigger
been
than King
gaining
Kong.
weight.
Oh yeah.
every 2
Wow.
years you've got to remake Kong
Yeah.
and
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
What's the girl with the red hair? The musical Annie. You got to do redo Annie.
Keep redoing Annie.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's some others.
Okay, Joe, quit it. Here's another. Oh, and Beauty and the Beast, because that's coming. That's another
Beauty
Emma
and
Watson, though.
beauty.
She can do anything. But King Kong is coming, and they say in the works right now is King Kong meets Godzilla. I got to tell you this. Anybody that can beat Godzilla
He's
just
huge.
stay away from him.
He's the
Stay
biggest.
away. He can blow out this magic stuff that hits you. Power Rangers is coming out. Power Rangers, and it's going to show how they got their power, because I've always wanted to know that.
I like
Ghost in the Shell. It's a cyborg police thing about a cyborg cop, and they show him getting. Anyway, it's interesting. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is coming.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
That's good.
I'll
The
see
little
that.
bitty tree thing that says I'm Gorp. Or anyway,
Yeah.
he's going to be in a cave,
Well,
but he's little
yeah.
now
Well, yeah.
because he
got-
saved
got
their
blowed
lives.
up in
He
the
saved
first
their
one.
lives and got blowed up good. Alien Covenant.
Yeah, they're doing Alien again, and I don't think Sigourney Weaver's in this one.
Oh my gosh, no, she couldn't be. But here's the thing that gets me:
Could be
this
with a
guy
walker.
She's alive.
is big in movies now, and I don't know where he came from. Fassbender?
Yes.
He's not that spectacular to me, but boy, he's in everything now. And he's going to be in Alien. I guess he's going to play. What's her name? Sigourney Weaver.
But there is an actress in that movie that looks exactly like Sigourney Weaver.
Really?
So,
I saw a preview.
well, the preview, yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, man, what are they really going here for?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
The first Alien, the second one, Aliens, was the best. But
Yes.
because when Sigourney Weaver, was it the first one she comes out in that?
that's the first one where she fights the queen.
Gosh,
And she
minute
says, "Leave her alone, you."
Yeah, but in that crane, tractor thing she's in, it was like Sigourney Weaver has never been more beautiful than she was in that.
That's because you saw her in the underwear when she was getting
well,
in the
that was
spacesuit.
the second time she was the most beautiful.
And she's the only one, apparently, in all the aliens to follow quarantine protocol. Because that's the joke among the aliens movies, is you don't know who's infected,
Oh,
and she's the only one who follows the
only
quarantine
one.
protocol.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
She's smart.
She's smart. Anyway, so that's coming.
Boy, that Aliens 3, that hurt. That
Oh,
hurt
yeah.
me, you know.
with the dog,
it
or
did.
what?
Yeah.
She dies, but she
And the
comes
little
back in
girl's
Alien
dead.
4.
And what's his name from Tombstone? Johnny,
Weissmuller?
he's dead. What's his name? Michael Bean?
Bean, yeah, from Terminator.
He's dead. That was so
Holy cow,
sad.
Jill, you did good with that.
Well,
Well,
Okay.
one thing I wanted to tell Mark is a lot of times the reason they do these movies like Kong is the IP ownership, the intellectual property ownership is the only way to retain it is you have to use it. If you own the right to like Fantastic Four, own the right, you have a set amount of time to use it, and if you don't, there is like it goes out so someone can buy
So
it.
I can't say every 2 years they make Three Musketeers and all. You know,
They do that for a
You
reason. No, that's the reason they do it.
It resets the
I am
clock.
68
Yeah.
years old, and I never knew that.
I didn't know
I kept
that.
saying, can't they come up with something different? And they keep doing wow. No Country for Old Men. Oh, I hope not. No, that was a great movie.
Well, I mean that's why you have Kong, and there's so many variations of King Kong.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Right.
That's kind
And
of
Well, that-
sad.
Spider-Man.
I
Yeah,
feel
you're
better
right.
now.
Well, Spider-Man's a big deal. Fantastic Four was a big deal. And a lot of people feel like that. A lot of the movies that are cruddy, that's the reason because they just wanted to keep the rights to it.
Superman.
And-
Stop it.
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow. And now I guess with the Marvel comic people, just so they have one, they've got the Marvel comic thing and introduce Iron Man.
What's interesting about Marvel Comics or Marvel Studios is they own basically the core of the characters. So, for example, they own Spider-Man, but the people who own the film and television version of Spider-Man is Sony. So when they were doing the Avengers and things, that wasn't Sony. I think that was WB, Warner Brothers. So that's why you never saw Spider-Man, because they didn't own the TV and film rights to Spider-Man. And when he was in Captain America Civil War, that was a big deal because Marvel Studios basically told them, like, hey, if you want us to continue making movies for you, we need to have our characters and we need to have the creative flow of the storyline to have both of them. And that's why I'm kind of excited for the new Spider-Man, because it's in the hands of people who did the comics instead of the studios.
Wow.
So
Isn't Iron Man helping Spider-Man or something?
yeah, he's the one. That's what they chose to do. Is Tony Stark helps him out.
Okay.
gives him a suit, and that's why because there's a lot of things that aren't believable to the average person. Because in comics, you can really do whatever you want.
Really?
Because you have a kid or you have someone who has an open imagination to kind of like go with the flow. But in movies, people are like, I don't really get this. Like, how is that even possible? How can this 16-year-old kid do all these things? And
I see some holes in this movie.
and so that kind of explains why he gets a high-tech suit and things like that. Because Tony Stark, of course, is the weapons maker. So
All I care about is Aquaman.
Oh my gosh, that's because what's his name's in it?
Jason Momoa.
But
I love him.
I thought his movie was going to be Aquaman, but he's just one of the characters in one of the movies.
No.
no, they
it's
have all
Aquaman.
they have their own movie.
2018,
Yeah.
right?
I like Aquaman. But Dick, do you do this in the morning on your shows? I mean, you're a wealth of information.
I just really like those. I really like the comic books. I don't really like the movies actually, because like I saw Star Wars, the New Hope, and then I saw Rogue One, and I was just kind of like, man. And then I actually saw Civil War last night, the third Captain America. And what's funny is I was watching it, and it wasn't about Captain America really. I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, that kind of shoe in. Like it's not. It was more like an Avengers movie, not Captain America. Yeah. But yeah, it was. I actually was very entertained by that movie.
Why don't you have your own radio show?
I do in the morning.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, he plays music mostly, I think.
That.
But
I'm sorry,
Dick. What they should have, and I don't guess they ever will, is X-Men fighting the Marvel comic guys.
They're trying to.
Why?
And again, that's an ownership thing. Fox owns X-Men.
Why would good guys fight good guys?
Well, that's what
Civil War's about.
That's what Civil War is about. Is actually to me that was a really good point of how governments work and about control of power, because in the comics, basically what happens is who watches the Watchmen. So who polices the police?
Right. And why do they always have to fight in the city and blow everything up?
That's the reason I couldn't watch Batman, Superman. I couldn't watch that because Superman is the ultimate good guy, and they're all against him, and I didn't understand it, and I didn't want to know.
And why is there?
What does he think? He starts thinking he's a god or something?
No, it's not him. It's other people think he's bad because he has the power, but Superman's just trying to help.
Yeah,
and in Batman's world, he needs things to be put in check. In the world of right and wrong.
I don't like Batman.
Well, and to think he could go up against Superman. I mean, let's get rid.
Exactly. I mean, he doesn't have any superpowers.
May I say this, ladies
and then
gentlemen?
my son Ethan would say,
Jill.
Kryptonite. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. What do you mean Batman can't kill him? Kryptonite. Oh, okay, go find a box of. The thing that I was really upset with respect to the Rocket Man guy, Iron Man, was whenever they destroyed his house. That beautiful place in the first one. I think Jeff Bridges did it.
On the ocean.
It was beautiful. And all of a sudden when they show it falling in, what's her name? Gwyneth Paltrow. She's adorable. Anyway, but she's nuts. That was very harmful. But that isn't even what I wanted to say. But it was interesting.
He'll build a new one.
Kate, one thing, and this may get us off into other things. I mean, I'm not saying this wasn't interesting or serious.
Well, to us, who knows what anybody else would think.
Whoever else is out there, all of the children. I'm worried about the children, Kay. But Kay was reading something the other day, and I asked her to read it for me. And Kay is by Kurt Vonnegut.
Yes.
And he wrote
I love when Kay reads.
Slaughterhouse 5 and Decacard or something like that.
Yeah, he's written 14 novels, including Slaughterhouse 5, and he is rated as one of the 100 best English language books of the 20th century.
I tried to read Slaughterhouse 5, and I
never even tried.
He was very unusual.
But I read this, and I think it was in Reader's Digest, but this English teacher asked her students in this class to write a letter to their favorite author and see if they could persuade him to come visit the class. And 5 of her students chose Kurt Vonnegut to write to. And he didn't come, but he did write them a letter back. And he
was the only one that wrote.
And he's the only one that wrote back. And here's what he wrote. I thank you for your friendly letters. You sure know how to cheer up a really old geezer, 84, in his sunset years. I don't make public appearances anymore because I now resemble nothing so much as an iguana. What I had to say to you, moreover, would not take long, to wit, practice any art, music, singing, dancing, acting, drawing, painting, sculpting, poetry, fiction, essays, reportage, no matter how well or badly, not to get money and fame, but to experience becoming, to find out what's inside you,
to make your soul grow. Seriously, I mean starting right now, do art and do it for the rest of your lives. Draw a funny or nice picture of Miss Lockwood and give it to her. Dance home after school and sing in the shower, and on and on. Make a face in your mashed potatoes. Pretend you're Count Dracula. Here's an assignment for tonight, and I hope Miss Lockwood will flunk you if you don't do it. Write a 6-line poem about anything, but rhymed. No fair tennis without a net. Make it as good as you possibly can. But don't tell anybody what you're doing. Don't show it or recite it to anybody, not even your girlfriend or parents or whatever, or Miss Lockwood, okay? Tear it up into teeny-weeny pieces and discard them into widely separated trash receptacles. You will find that you have already been gloriously rewarded for your poem. You have experienced becoming, learned a lot more about what's inside you, and you have made your soul grow. God bless you all, Kurt Vonnegut.
Son of a gun.
Wow.
How can you hear that and not really respect the man more?
Yeah.
I want to go draw a picture.
This
Yeah.
was in 2006. He was 84, so I don't know if he's still with us, really.
Dead.
Yeah, good
We're not-
good teaching friend of mine, Larry Salmons, who I'm sure isn't listening, but boy, he got me through a bunch of serious moments in laughter. But he really liked Kurt Vonnegut, as I recall, and he read John Irving. He read a bunch. That was one
Right.
thing about
Yeah, the
Larry.
world
And I'm not talking in the
according
past
to, Garp, is that
yeah, World
who that was?
Yeah. Anyway, fascinating stuff, and that is, Kate. Next week it's the will be our first
First
show
Wednesday
of
of
2017.
Yes.
And you hear so many inspiring things about what are you going to do this New Year's or whatever, and I don't know, but it's the now I think is important. The New Year's isn't even here yet,
Right.
of course, and
Right.
we've got now. Afterwards, Jill, we've got to go eat something somewhere. That will be fun to do. And then
Yeah,
Jill's got to
I like
leave.
eating.
But there are so many
like
much
eating
stuff out there.
I like
and,
food.
Food is good. You can't overrate it. One thing we didn't get to that I wanted to share with everyone, though, before we go, is it has to do with the longest tunnel in the world.
Oh, please tell us
If
more.
I had a list of, like a million things that I was going to bring up, the longest tunnel in the world, I thought it was the Channel under the English Channel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that would be
That was nothing. That was nothing to dig compared to what the Swiss did. In Switzerland, they dug the longest tunnel. It's 35.3 miles through the dadgum Alps, through the mountains. In other words, they took the lowest mountain apparently and went through it, but it wasn't the lowest because then it opens up from one mountain, goes to another, and they got this bridge that is dang believable. Anyway, 35.3 miles through solid rock, and it's just now open. In fact,
If
I
you're
think
claustrophobic, you're not going to want to do
Oh,
that.
yeah. And they had this tunnel digger thing. It was gigantic. It dug a 35-foot opening, but then the tunnel is, 35 foot in diameter, so they could send a train through. You can't send a car through unless you put it on a train. Fascinating, folks. I think for 2017, that's what we need to do is go on that tunnel, Kay. Just to say we did. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, what we've got to do is depart. Jill,
gotta go.
thank you so much for being on, Jill, for coming and seeing us. Jill's going to spend New Year's with us, too, because that's the kind of girl she is. Ladies and gentlemen,
Because I'm all alone in the world.
but you know what? Kay, goodbye, kid. We'll see you in
goodbye,
just a few
audience.
seconds after
Bye.
we cut off. Love you guys. Thanks so much for
Love you.
listening.
Thanks, Dick.
Hang with Hayters. Thanks, Dick.
Thanks for checking out this production on Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's radio station. For more information on this show and other shows on Lone Star, check us out online at irlonestar.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a program on Lone Star Community Radio and reaching the local audience of Montgomery County on FM, internet, and TV media, please call 936-647-5747 or contact us online at irlonestar.com. This recording is a Lone Star Community Radio production, produced by the show host and Dick Schisler of Lone Star Community Radio. Interested in volunteering as a music DJ or starting your own talk show? Contact Dick Schisler at dick@irlonestar.com or by phone at 936-647-5747.